Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, with our second topic today in the Breakfast Show. Egypt's national dialogue was officially launched on the 3rd of May of the year 2023, and it lasted until the 22nd of June. It was a very successful edition with the board theme, The Path to the New Republic. It consisted of 31 sessions that were held during the dialogue, in which various issues between the political and economic and social were discussed by a wide range of participants, high-ranking officials, party representatives, union leaders, and human rights organization leaders. Well, to shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to have this phone with our dear guest, His Excellency Ambassador Medhat El Melegy, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Good morning, Your Excellency.
Good morning to you.
Well, Your Excellency Ambassador Melegy, how did you see the successful edition of the national dialogue that was held 2023?
Well, first of all, we have to mention that no state can advance without consulting all the opinions in this country. I mean, we have, of course, the supporters of the government and its policies, and we have as well the opposition. And the opposition can have some opinions that can help to advance the development of this nation, whether we are talking about a development that is economic or political or in various sectors. And this is what happened in May 2023, that the President have called for a national dialogue in order to inspect and consult all the opinions in the country to be able to see the best solutions and paths to advance with the nation.
Yes.
And I think that one of the main topics that was discussed is to also have our elections a little bit earlier than presumed,
Yes.
which what happened, and this was as a result of this national dialogue. Moreover, we have seen new ideas in the economic sector and, of course, in the political arena as well.
Yes, Your Excellency Ambassador Melegy, what's your opinion concerning what we have all seen during the national dialogue that was held? The freedom of expression. We felt this edition of 2023, everyone was free to say what really he wants to say for the sake of Egypt and for providing advice for the government. And it was met from the government and from the President. They really welcomed the opinion of the opposition, for example. A large number also of opposition figures who were in previous regimes were banned from speaking. They were speaking during the national dialogue.
Well, this is one of the main gains that we got out of this national dialogue. As you know, we had over 30 sessions of national dialogue split between economic and political and social and various sectors of the state. But what I want to focus on is that it was a window for many of the opposition who were felt a little bit alienated, or maybe they don't have the space to express their opinions. I'm not, of course, talking about the supporter of the government who actually will see any step taken by the government as a good one. But I'm mainly talking about the opposition who were mentioning that they didn't have a window to talk to. And now this national dialogue gave them this window they were looking for. And I think that this is a very important step in order to listen to every person, whether his position is aligning with the government or against the government policies. And
Yes.
I think, yes.
Yes. Your Excellency, Ambassador Melegy, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, after he won the presidential elections 2024, he delivered a speech to the nation, and during the speech he thanked the national dialogue, the successful national dialogue that took place during the year 2023, and the role that the national dialogue have played during the electoral process. So how did you see the importance of this? The president is thanking the national dialogue.
Well, it was a very important step. I mean, we know that this speech that was very recent, actually, I mean, was overwhelmed with many circumstances, especially external affairs. But nevertheless, the president thought that it is very important to express his gratitude to all the specter of the Egyptian people who helped to make this national dialogue a success, and with recommendations and with tools to how implement this. And I think his mentioning of the national dialogue shows to which point he revised with, of course, his cabinet every recommendation made, and see how possible is it to apply it and implement it into the new republic. And I think that this is going to be an important light for the coming 6 years of his new presidency, that he will be working within the framework of these recommendations in order to advance the nation in the light of the vision of the people who participated in the national dialogue. And it shows to which importance the president gave to this national dialogue and the recommendation that came out of it.
Yes, Your Excellency, Ambassador Melegy, the speakers who took part, or participants during the national dialogue, were around 2,630, and also with the participation of more than 60 parties. So how did you see this number? How did you see the main topics that were discussed during also the National Dialogue Conference?
Well, actually, cannot put your finger on one aspect. They were, I mean, we discussed everything. As you mentioned the number, we are talking about over 2,500 persons who participated, and from various sectors of the country. I mean, we had politicians, we had economists, we had people from various parties and various backgrounds and various origin, actually. Each one is focused on the environment where he is. So, I mean, if we have someone who is from Upper Egypt, so he was mainly focused on the problem that Upper Egypt is facing, while someone else from Cairo, for instance, would be thinking about the main problems of Cairo.
Yes.
So the idea is that we had this national dialogue in order to see and inspect for ourselves all the problems that all of Egypt might be facing, and at the same time to reassure the government and the president, of course, on what were the good steps that were taken previously, and that can continue on these steps. So,
Yes.
I mean, we should not talk about every aspect as much as we should talk about the whole picture altogether and what the light it shed on the problems and on the good points that we previously done.
Yes, I thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your valuable information, Your Excellency, Ambassador Medhat El Melegy, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Thank you very much for joining us over the phone. I really had the honor to have this phone with you. Well, with this, my dear viewers, we come to the end of this episode of our program, The Breakfast Show. My name is Amal Mukhtar. Thank you for watching.